So priming is such an important part of full makeup look, especially with foundation. It literally makes such a difference. Keeps your foundation on all day. If you find the right primer for your skin as well, I use the NYX Honey Do Me Up because this is God's gift. But finding the right primer is so important. If you've got dry skin, go for a more oily like based one, a more, I don't know how to explain it, a more liquidy one. Don't go for like a matte based one like the Professional. I made that mistake when I first started getting into makeup, or silicone based, because it will dry your skin out. And make sure you just cover everything, even the little gaps here. It stops your foundation as well oxidizing. And I mean, if your foundation's oxidizing, maybe look into getting a slightly different one, because your foundation just shouldn't do that. And I'm looking in the mirror ahead of me, so just ignore where I'm staring. But I literally adore this so much. It is so worth £15. Oh, I'm just getting my foundation, lads. If you'd like a more glowy look, more dewy look, add a liquid highlighter underneath your foundation and blend it in, and you'll get more of a glowy look. I don't do that because I just only do it in summer really, but for the foundation I find best coverage is either the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour one, and I have light beige because I'm really pasty, or I use the Revolution Conceal and Define one because that's stupidly full coverage. It's just, it goes a bit funny in my skin sometimes. And I also love to use a brush just to do this, because a beauty blender I feel like soaks up half of the product. Otherwise a brush doesn't, if you put the like foundation directly on your face how I am. Just a couple of bits. I don't use like loads of foundation. I know a lot of makeup artists use a very thick layer of this stuff, because I know a lot of makeup artists who use this foundation. Also make sure you blend down your neck. And if you're matching a new foundation, oh, this bit's just dripped, so I'm gonna stick it on there. If you're matching a new foundation to your skin and you're unsure, never do it on your wrist or your hand. Do it on your neck, because then you'll know which one's the right one for you, as your hands are actually darker than your face. So that is the best way to find out what foundation is good for you. Also, while I'm still blending this in, you might be questioning why is she doing her foundation after her eyeshadow and brows. It is purely because it cleans up any fallout that I've had with eyeshadow, which is very rare for me. I don't get a lot of fallout, so I've literally done half of my face for you guys to see the difference so far. I just need to get in here a little bit and just blend that out. But oh my god, the coverage is insane. This foundation genuinely lasts all day. It's so good, and it's just, I think this is going to be my new go-to. I've been using it a lot lately, as a makeup artist actually recommended it to me, and it was definitely worth like risking and going out of my comfort zone for, like 100%. And it's like £10, which is really good for the coverage. I don't go for high-end products because, I mean, I've used Estee Lauder Double Wear, I've used, oh sorry about that guys, I should probably have my phone on silent, but I don't. I've used Too Faced Born This Way, I've used so many high-end ones, Clinique, Clarins, and I just honestly like to go back to Drugstore. I always end up going back to Drugstore because nowadays you can buy foundations that are just as good in like Superdrug and etc. And I mean, look at that coverage, like damn. And it stays on all day, like my foundation does not budge, which is great. Oh, I just dripped a load on my leg. So that is my foundation done. I've blended down my neck. I'm just going to double check in the light, because your foundation should match your neck, not your face. So I see a lot of girls lately moaning about other girls putting on too dark foundation for their face. Ow, my toe. But it matches their neck, so it's like, guys, come on, like chill out. Like, they clearly know what they're doing. I just need to go and find a beauty blender for my next part of this video. So for concealer, I'm using a dupe of the Tarte Shape Tape, and I have a very small beauty blender. I'm actually at the end of this concealer. This is the Revolution Conceal and Define in C2. And I don't use a lot of concealer, only when I do full coverage looks. Like today, I'm obviously using concealer, but I normally wouldn't. I'm just going to add like a tiny bit. As you can see, it's running out a lot, but I don't really have any spots to cover at the moment. But I'm going to use a small beauty blender just to like sort of blend it in and under my eyes. But I don't personally bake or anything, because bake makes my skin very dry looking, and it just doesn't work well for me. I just don't like the look of it. Me and my mum were having this conversation like, oh my god, it looks so wrinkly. I was like, Mum, I'm 22 and I look wrinkly when it's done. And I just like to dab around my face to make sure all my foundation's soaked in the way it should and there's no lines or streaks or anything. And this seems to like make such a flawless look, like such a difference as well. Oh my god, like can we just please appreciate that? For powder, believe it or not, this powder is £3. It is the Revolution Matte Base Powder in P4. I need the P3 one. It's my summer one. I've moved them around. There's P3. Lovely job. And I'm actually going in with a Poundland powder brush because I literally love this. And I dab on my face and just blend it down my neck for one. This just sets my foundation for the day and gives it that little bit more coverage. If you'd like that, you don't have to. I mean, my foundation is matte base anyway, but this just makes a little bit of difference, and so it just kind of gives it more of a flawless look and makes such a difference. Excuse the foundation lips, I am going to sort that out and get rid of them, don't you worry. So for contour, I go with quite a warm toned one, and I do mix a tiny bit of this cool tone one and a slanted sort of flat brush. I think this is more of a foundation brush, but it works well for me. And I don't use a lot because I see girls that walk around with very muddy looking cheeks nowadays. And that's not what we're going for. You're just going for a bit of definition or a bit of like colour in your cheeks, which is what I'm doing. Because if not, I look too pale. And I don't really have cheekbones because I have a very round face, which is kind of awkward to contour, to be honest with you. But it adds a bit of colour to my face. And I just like it. It's sort of a part of my routine now, to be honest. I was talking to a friend at work the other day, and honestly, so many people like I speak to or know don't use blush, and it's kind of sad because I love blush. Like, it used to be such a big thing and nowadays people don't, but I feel like it just gives you such a nice glow in your face. I'm using the Too Faced Sweetheart Perfect Blush, Flush Blush. It looks like this. It just gives you a nice glow, and I'm using the Real Techniques blush brush, which I've used for like ever. And if you smile, you get a little like apple come up on your cheek. That is where you put your blush on, and it's just a nice little glow. Doesn't have to be too much. I just like to have like a bit more colour in my cheeks and on my nose. I think it looks kind of cute. So that is that part done as well. So setting spray wise, why is my camera moved? Setting spray wise, I am in love with the NYX Dewy Finish long lasting setting spray. I'm actually running low on this, and I got it just before Christmas. I'm definitely going to repurchase this because it is so good, and I think they're around £6, but it's the best setting spray I've used by far. I literally adore it. I'm just going to show you a little bit of highlight and where to put your highlight if you do highlighter. I'm going in with my new one, which is the Revolution Precious Stone Rose Quartz palette. It looks like this, highly pigmented as always, and a very slanted, this is actually an eyeshadow brush, but I just don't like fan brushes which are for highlight. Oh, I didn't show you which one I'm using. I'm using this one because I'm very pale, and obviously my look is sort of smoky. So I'm going to start, if you do sort of like a C shape, that is the best way to do it, and I sort of blend it out a bit. I really don't need more than this. Oh, my eyebrows come out of being set. That's not good. And I literally just blend it up a little bit. I don't need to blend it loads because obviously you want that glow. And bring it down a little bit here. And on my nose, I just like to, you can use your finger for this, it actually comes out a lot better. I will show you guys. There we are. And just on like the bridge of my nose, I like a little bit of highlight, and my Cupid's bow. And we haven't finished with highlight. I'm using the same one, but I'm going in with a very small flat / fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna just do my brow bone. Ooh, who's Snapchatting me? I have no friends. There we are. And my inner corner, like inner corner glow is such a big thing for me. I literally love inner corner glow. I don't even know if I'm going to put lashes on today because I kind of like this look without it. So I might just add like my bottom bit of mascara and just be done with it. So I've just taken my hair down again. Yeah, my foundation is looking fabulous. My neck isn't looking too bad either, actually. It's really awkward at this time of year to find a foundation that like sort of fits my face because I'm so pale. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you want to see different looks of different foundations and full coverage and all that. And I'll see you guys in my next video.